Hey, everybody, ready for some paranormal trivia for a change, right? Hey, here we go.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody, welcome to Late Late Horror Show or Paranormal Into the Night on the Late Late Horror Show. What is going on? Last minute changed. My mind's a little confused. I don't know what's going on. Yikes, what's going on? Kathy, Connie, Big Nate, what's going on? He says this looks fun. Tim the Enchanter, always the jokester now. Harry Scott, Horror Junkie. Connie, of course, everybody. Welcome. Again, a little bit of a change here. Last minute, Ted gave me a message, shot me a message and said, we're going to have to put it off till next week. And I said, okay, no problems, no worries. Life comes first, right? So, hey, Mosby. Hey, JLR. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be paranormal. And it should be easy enough for most of you guys to hang in there and have fun with this and all that. So I'm looking to, well, hello Ocean, hello to everyone, how you doing? I think I said Mosby. I don't think I missed anybody. I did say Tracy. JLR, hugs as always. But yeah, we were going to do Kolchak, season 1 episode 1, The Ripper. I did watch it last night. I'm not going to say much because me and Ted are going to talk about it next Wednesday. So that's going to be fun. There were a couple things in there, and I can't wait to talk about it with Ted, that I'm just like going, what did he say? What did he say? What did Kolchak just say to her? Anyways, we'll talk about it next Wednesday. But Dexter P1, new here. Hey, Dexter. Nice to have you. Chris Penman, Great Britain. Hey, blah, blah. Blah, 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 huh? Yeah, nice to see some new people in here. I think I'm going to start doing this every week, a paranormal trivia night every week. Once the end of this month gets past us, I think I will start working on getting guests for Paranormal Into the Night. But for that to happen, I need to hit my goal on Patreon. So once again, I will throw that out there really quick, and I won't touch on it. Maybe a few times over the streams, who knows. But make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like the video. Patreon. It's patreon.com/The Late Late Horror Show. Please give a join. For as little as $1, you can join and support these overnight streams, the paranormal shows, the movie review nights with Ted, everything I got going on here. We are also going to do The Shining movie trivia night on Saturday, this Saturday. So The Shining trivia on Saturday. But the Patreon, what do you guys get? And hopefully I'm not shouting too loud. What do you guys get? And thanks for the link there, Tracy. Lark Bark. Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up, Lark Bark? Lark Bark. Anyways, Patreon, what do you guys get? Every Friday, every Sunday, you get a movie night. We do a party, big old party where we all get together and talk. The movie nights are fun. They get nice chat. I mean, everybody's interactive and have a good time. I put a poll up every week for the movie nights. This week it's let me show. Right now, the movies I put up for movie night on Patreon were Head of the Family, all full moon. Well, yeah. Head of the Family, which, again, I'm putting that up there because it's such a fun horror movie. I think everybody would like it. Trancers, 1985, Evil Bong, 2006, and Creepazoids, 1987. Do not overlook Creepazoids because it's a very fun, very good, cheesy 80s horror movie. So, but Trancers from 1985 is outbeaten everybody by double, just about. So, yeah, going to have fun with Trancers this week. One Sean Bond, what is going on, my friend? Prayers, as always. Much love to your daughter. always got her on my mind during these streams and stuff like that because you're part of the Late Horror Show family. So much love to you for sure. CM, good morning or good evening, everyone. Droon, howdy. What is going on, Droon? But again, all the links are in the description below, pinned above the chat, so it's everywhere. I would appreciate. I don't think. Again, I'm gonna throw stuff. I'm gonna I'm gonna get mad here. I can't really blow up that bad yet. But I need, because YouTube, right here, huh? That's all I'll say. The other channel that I started to put comedy shows up, I apologize, but I can't take care of two channels at once. I thought Patreon would support both the channels and everything I do and all that, but I did reapply over there and got denied immediately. I think it took 3 days. They came back to me and they said, nope, sorry. You would definitely have to take down all your old time radio shows, all of them, in order to monetize the channel. So that goes to tell me, just saying, that the reapply here on this channel is going to be the same BS. It's reuse of content. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's, I know I've got all this new stuff. That's my only hope that this channel gets monetized, is everything else that I'm doing. But I don't think so, because I've got way too much old time radio show content up on the channel. So, yeah, a big, the you and the tube. Okay, so that's all I got to say. Pissed off about it. So that channel's dead. I can't work on two channels. If I hit my goal on Patreon, I could possibly do that. But anyways, we're going to do paranormal here. Let's talk about paranormal. Let's have some fun. You guys all know the spiel. You guys know I got a goal on Patreon. I need to hit that. We've got 2 more weeks, less than 2 weeks, to see if that happens. If it don't happen, whatever. Anyways, The Happy Plague Doctor. Yeah, the old miniseries. The old miniseries, what? The V. This is an old classic TV series, The Happy Plague Doctor. V, the series. Yeah, I think he brought that up last week, or somebody did. Nathan Rita. Cool. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. CM. No problems whatsoever. Dave Plouffe has the screwdrivers ready to tighten the bolts and do whatever he needs to do. But hey, I just want to have fun, get together, and enjoy my time with you guys. Again, Shining Trivia on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Me and Ted will be here next Wednesday doing our thing, and everything else in between. Tonight, Old Time Radio Shows Overnight got a very good mix of shows. There's even a couple comedy thrown in there, so you guys should enjoy that mix, and plenty of commercials, which I put in the timestamp. I did have an Ovaltine one, and for some reason it did not sound good, so I didn't add it. But I'm like going, I need to get an Ovaltine. I need to get a nice clear copy or fix that one up a little bit more. But Ovaltine for sure. So what we're going to do, you guys, let me get going, because people hate for you to talk about Patreon, even though it supports what people do. Do I sound in a bad mood tonight? I'm not. I'm in a good mood. Here we go. Kill Streak Killer. Hey, bud. What are we in store for? A little bit of paranormal trivia. Could be on real paranormal like subject matter. Could be paranormal in a movie. Could be anything aliens, UFO related. That's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be the same concept where I read a question, and it's going to be A, B, C, or D. And yeah, let's see who wins the first paranormal trivia night, because this is the first paranormal trivia night. Yeah, Big Nate. Ooh, merch. Yeah, let me tell you, the merch store, and thank you, Tracy, for putting the link up there. I really do appreciate you always putting the links up there and helping out. There is Sci-Fi shirts, mugs, blankets, pillows, hats, sci-fi, horror, mystery, detective. I mean, you name it. There are so many different designs up there, and I believe they all look so cool that there's a little bit of something for everybody. So there you go. Harry Scott with riboflavin, yes, and biotin and B vitamins, packed to the rim. Yeah. So let's have some fun. Yeah, awesome blankets. Yeah, the blankets are very, very cool. Yeah, again, it is a paranormal trivia. It was the last second. So not sure people jumping in, wondering, hey, where's the Kolchak movie review with Dino and Ted? Just had to move it till next Wednesday. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I mean, I've had some paranormal experiences, and I can't wait to get some guests on. But I am waiting for everything to clear up at the end of the month. Then you're going to see, hopefully, me go in overdrive and start picking up some paranormal guests and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting getting back in that field, because it's been kind of boy, the paranormal field, I'm not going to say it's dried up and there's nothing going on in the field, because there's stuff that goes on every day in the paranormal field, but to get the right guest to talk about it is kind of tough. So down to 28. Everybody leaving. Okay, let's start some trivia then, you guys. Let's see what you guys, how much paranormal you guys know, huh? So here we go. Yes, Tracy is the best. Cheers. There you go. It certainly helps out. So there you go. Anyways, and you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing. Hey, what's Dino gonna say? What's he gonna say now? Anyways, okay, so I'll give and again, first person to put the correct answer in the chat, as long as I understand it, you get the point, okay? Plain and simple. We're here for fun, maybe to learn a little bit, maybe to find something a little interesting. The Mo and Cooper Show! Is that, and a YouTube emoji? Is that an emoji? That's not part of your name, I don't think. But anyways, the Mo and Cooper Show. Nice to see you here. Manna, corner of the room. Stupid Q idiots took, what? Blah, blah. I don't know what that means. Stupid Q idiots took over. But yeah, hey, welcome, Mana. I'm going to say Mana. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Let's get kind of an idea of what these questions are going to be like, okay? Everybody ready in the chat. And be sure to give a thumbs up so that we can hit 100 before this is done. I may go into talking about some paranormal experiences. One of these nights I'm going to have to open the lines up to people who have had paranormal experiences. So look forward to that maybe. I would love to, anybody in the chat that has an experience. So okay, so question number 1. They ruin paranormal investigations. Well, let me say this, blah, blah. The one thing, the Ghost Hunter show ruined it. Well, I'll tell you this, the Happy Plague Doctor, about the Ghost Hunter show. Yes and no. I think in the very beginning, they really, especially before the show they were doing this, and they really loved investigating the paranormal. People who had claims of ghosts in their house or just weird activity, which sometimes came down to, faulty electrical. A lot of times, when you got high EVP readings and stuff like that, it's bad wiring, faulty, electrical in the house and stuff like that, which can cause people to hear things, sounds, even hallucinate if they're high enough, around you. And then the show came out, the very beginning was very, I'm not going to say real, but kind of. I mean, they tried to take it as serious as possible. I hoped behind the scenes that they were staying true to everything they were doing, but there were some hoaxes that, whether it was by them or the producers of the show, that were caught on camera, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know that happened. Grant ended up leaving the show. I mean, for reasons that probably had to do with that. But he doesn't say that's why. But it is what it is. And then now we're at the place where they're trying to make it seem like they're going back to their roots, but they still, it's hard because they're all out there for money now, ratings. They'll tell you they're not, but they're all in the entertainment business. And whether you can 100% trust what's going out there on these channels with these shows, probably not. Okay, so to hear personal experiences by real people in real life that have no agenda, not pushing a book or anything else, that's a different story. That's where I get my, well, there's even some books out there, people who have had near-death experiences where, they've died and they were rushed to the hospital, and they could recite the entire conversation as they were floating above the doctors in the surgery room, recite everything that they were saying and confirm it when they were brought back to life, basically. One of the coolest stories I heard from somebody, I can't remember the book, I can't remember how long ago this was, but the woman was on the operating table and rose above her body, and she heard the doctors talking, and she started floating above towards the ceiling of the surgical room there. And as she was passing, she caught a glimpse of the name on the backside of the light that was sticking down from the ceiling, and just so many things that she could not have known any of these, So that just stuck out big time. Blah, blah. Ghost hunters at least meant well. I think the Q people never want to talk about aliens or ghosts. It's all politics for them. Yes, blah, blah. I agree 100%. I think a lot of these groups and people do want to do what's best, but again, when somebody offers you a contract and you're getting paid for this, it's a whole different story, and you kind of cringe and you go, I gotta go along with this. I've got a family, I've got this and that, So it is what it is, and it's up to each and every person to kind of judge for themselves what they believe and what they don't believe. Mitch Javant in Los Angeles is Gravity Hill. Start at the bottom of the hill, put car in neutral, you'll roll back up the hill. Mitch, I've heard, and I'm going to get to the trivia questions, but I know about that. There have been tests done on those, exactly what you're talking about. And it's kind of not a mirage, what am I trying to say? It looks one way, but physically it's a different way. They used instruments to level out the plane, and it's kind of an illusion. It gives the look that, there's places where it looks like you're going uphill, but the car would be parked here and it would go uphill. But it's really downhill. It's just an illusion. So anyways, I can't, again, I'm not 100% prepared for the show tonight, but there were very specific test results done that showed that it's just an illusion. You're looking at it and it looks one way, but it's not. Gravity pulls it down. So anyways, let me see. I don't want to miss anything else. CM, I like the guys on Ghost Hunters, but they never spoke to anyone who even slightly opposed them. The show deteriorated. Oh, it deteriorated big time. I enjoyed watching Steve and Tango. They try to get back to their good old funny ways, but it's not the same. It's not the same. You have to be a healthy skeptic, but have an open mind to things. Yes, you do, Tracy. Blah, blah. I experienced a Mandela effect moment. I never thought it was real, but when I saw the woman in Moonraker not have braces in the movie, she is 100% had them. It melted my brain. Hey, Sam Barker, how are you doing? I'm glad to see everybody here, even though it's a little bit different. But blah, blah, the Mandela effect, yes, it is real. Don't ask me why. People would say because you're kind of skipping back and forth between a dimension. The Mandela effect. I mean, you know, where something happened. It happened to me the other day. I forgot. I thought somebody was dead, and I could remember the funeral. I could remember seeing it on TV and everything else. They're alive. And so that happens sometimes. It's a very weird thing. It really is. Tracy, optical illusion. We have Magnetic Hill in New Brunswick. Yes. There are more than one place around. I've seen these tests done on these sites that look like that, just like you're saying too. Magnetic Hill. Magnetics play a role in some of these the tests that have been done on these cars because there's I forget the place where they say you put the car on the train tracks. Sorry, again, not prepared, but you set it on the train tracks, put it in neutral, and you will be pushed off the train tracks. And if you talcum powder the back of the trunk, you will see all these little kids' hands and stuff. So, which are probably just fingerprints from people opening and closing all the time. Some say that before the test, we washed it all off. We made sure. But again, it's also that same effect where it's an optical illusion. Even though it looks like it's a flat surface, it's being pulled down. I mean, pushed forward because of, gravity will take its toll. And it's just not particular. It's on an incline, even though it don't look it. Anyways, I need to be eating pot brownies when I see that illusion. Yes, horror junkie. Sam Barker. I'm good. Good. Be right back. I like them brownies, says Winshawn Bond. Berenstain versus Berenstein. Okay, so here, let's start a trivia night. How about that? Question number 1. Hey, Bert. Question number 1. What is a close encounter of the first kind? Is it A, the creation of a human-alien hybrid, B, a visual sighting of a UFO less than 500 feet away, C, being abducted by aliens, or D, seeing an extraterrestrial and a UFO? So what is a close encounter of the first kind? Let's see how this goes with some trivia, some paranormal trivia. Hey, the Ramstein Bears. Quigno Fest. I chalk the Mandela effect to bad memory. You could be right. There. I'm not going to disagree with you. Let's see. Well, he says sighting. So I'm going to give that to him first. Quigno. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Quigno Fest. And then Harry Scott right after and Droon right after that. But again, I said, as long as you got the correct answer, and he says sighting. Let's see. Gwing. Why can't I get that right? What's that mean? Tell me what that means, because sometimes I don't understand some of this stuff. Gwigno Fest. Make an idiot of myself trying to... Rickerdoodles! What are you doing here? Nice to see you here. It's been a long time. WWM says C. No. Robin is here. Gaucho is here. Rocket Dave is here. Dusty Bones is here. Good to see everybody. But yes, the first one here with the answer is Guignol. Guignol. I'm writing that down because I'm not going to forget that. Guignol Fest. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm going to have to look at it. It's named after a theater. Very cool. Okay, so Guignol Fest. Guignol Fest. Okay. It is B, a visual sighting of a UFO less than 500 feet away. So that's a close encounter of the first kind. So there you go. First point goes to a Guignol Fest. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's been a while, Rickardoodles. French Horror Theater. Very cool. The French bring out some good horror from 2000 on. Don't know much before, but the French horror, well, people would say the extreme French horror because that's what people like in the horror field, but pronounced Guignol. 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 Why did I put a W there? Okay, Guignol. Question number 2. Question number 2. And I'm not sure how Paranormal Trivia Night would go over, but you know, it's all good. It's fun. Again, last minute. Oh well. Question number 2. Which is the correct headline from the Roswell Daily Record newspaper regarding the Roswell UFO incident? So which one of these is the correct headline from the Roswell Daily Record newspaper? A, saucer seen over Roswell. B, flying saucer monkey man captured. C, RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Or D, UFO mystery. UFO mystery. So which is the correct headline? Let's see if anybody really gets that. Art Bell had a great UFO sighting with Ramona. Yes, he did. The big triangle with the 3 lights right overhead. Not that, I think he said 100 feet above, most likely. As much as 1,000 feet across from light to light, I think. I forget. But very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Not A. Not A. Not A. D. Let's see. Well, yeah, no. So far, nope. So, the Happy Plague Doctor gets it first. Hello from Roswell, McDougal McStiffy. What is going on? The Happy Plague Doctor gets a point. It is C. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. That is the correct headline from the Roswell Daily Record newspaper regarding the Roswell UFO incident. So there you go. But yeah, yes, the black triangle, Dave. Yep, I do remember Art Bell talking about that big time. And he says it was life-changing. I mean, when you see something like that. Again, he didn't say it was extraterrestrial. He says he just didn't know. I mean, it could be aliens from another whatever world somewhere out there. Or it could have been B. It could have been our own, aircraft, that we just don't know about yet. So who knows? Who knows? Clayton McKenzie, all of the above. It is not all of the above. So there you go. But yes, good job there, my friend. The Happy Plague Doctor. it's a good thing he's happy, you know? Plague Doctor's got to be happy. He's got a lot to do. A lot to do. Let's see. Bubba is here. What's going on, Bubba? Nice to see you there, Bubba. Bert Guignol. Let's see. Has a fascinating history, influenced horror radio and film since 1897. Very cool. Very cool. No, this is for Roswell Headliners Horror. 42 is headliner for life. Okay, Bert. I think it's the emojis that they're holding for review because, of course, we've had lots of spam and they think they're getting away with the emojis. So, you know, they've been stopping it. Please share the stream to your friends. Thank you, Tracy. Please give it a thumbs up, you guys. Please, please, please. Oh, I can't see from here, but it does. Well, let me see. Somebody, Drew, thank you very much. You have become a patron. And looks like you paid for the whole year. So very, very cool. Thank you, Drew, whoever you are in the chat, for becoming a patron. If everybody would do just the dollar thing, that would be fantastic. The more that do it, especially if you pay for a whole year, at whatever level, fantastic. Helps out immensely. Gets me on my way to saying YouTube. Anyways, so here you go, Tracy. Art Bell Talk Show for that night. Very cool, Dave. Very cool. Yes, I was, you know, the funny thing is on the side of my bed, I've got every Art Bell, well, I'm not going to say every show he's done because nobody does. But I've got quite a bit of shows and I go through them. And I was listening last night to Richard Hoagland, who still even to this day, I mean, just going on and on about the glass structures on the moon and Mars. But yesterday's, I was listening to the one about the glass structures on the moon, even with the moon landing. So you say the F word, the Happy Doctor. I mean, we're grown-ups here, so it's fine. But, yeah. That's me. And thumbs up. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Droon. I really appreciate it, my friend. And thank you again for the link to Patreon. Not only can you help on Patreon, you could also help on with the Buy Me a Coffee link there that Tracy's got. You can do a membership there. You can do one time there. And there's also the PayPal link where you can do just one time or whatever. But, you know, everything will help to keep this channel going in about a week. So, you know, yeah. You'll always get something, that's for sure. But how much, it depends. So there you go. Anyways, very cool. Oh, wait, no such animal. What's going on? RAAF, Roswell Army Air Force. There you go, McDougal McStiffy. Straight out of... Yes. He's yeah, Roswell McStiffy. Roswell? Yeah. Okay, question number 3. Let's do question number 3. Manna, how do you use toilet paper? McDougal McStiffy. Hoagland sees motherships in his cornflakes. Richard C. Hoagland. Yeah, he's yeah, I mean, he was high up in NASA. I mean, you know, in the day. And then he went on his thing from the face on Mars. And I remember that as a kid, my uncle showing me the face on Mars. And I was convinced there was a face on Mars. And Richard's still holding on to that, you know. And who knows? There could be old remnants of some structures on the moon or Mars. Who knows, from past civilizations. Because I've gone in and talked to plenty of guests who have some good information. I said it last time. Look up and start reading the book Ancient Archaeology, or Forbidden Archaeology. I'm sorry. The things you will find in there. bones and things that you would go, what? I mean, footprints in rock that date back to the dinosaurs. And but then you got people who would debate it the other way, so it's all something. Dave Plouffe, I will pass on Hoagland. I prefer Linda Moulton Howe or Colonel Ed Dames. Oh my, Dave, you prefer Ed Dames? Dr. Doom, the man who said so much that never came true. He was interesting. The shows were interesting, but he said so much that was untrue. I mean, I'm still waiting for that kill shot. I mean, what? Geez, has it been 25 years later? We're still waiting for that kill shot because when he played it smart. You could say that, and you could also say that it could happen any time in the history of the world. It could have happened with the dinosaurs, so who knows? The Nazca Plains and the Nazca Lines, Harry Scott is saying. Glad you didn't ask me, Manna, because I don't know how to use Twitter. Okay. I like John Lear's stories about the Soul Machine on the moon. Soul Machine would be an awesome name for a band. The Happy Plague Doctor. Yes, he had that theory that on the dark side of the moon, there was a soul machine that just pumped out souls for all living beings across the universe. And again, the Happy Plague Doctor. If you're not on my Patreon, I have a 2-hour-long interview posted up there with the great John Lear. Very interesting subject matter we covered in that interview, but I do have classic Paranormal Into the Night shows up there with some great guests that are only available on Patreon. So another reason, if you wish, to go ahead and join the Patreon, because you do get exclusive classic paranormal shows up there as well. So again, give it a try. I'm plenty to do on Patreon. It's really worth what I'm putting into it. So there you go. Hydra SX. Ed Dames scared the crap out of people in the 90s. Yes, he did. I was just saying, Dr. Doom, Hydra SX. I agree, but Hoagland's voice kills me. Oh no, there's plenty of people that don't. It is funny though, Dave. I kind of did. I do enjoy the Richard Hoagland shows just because of him and Art, how they go back and forth a lot of times in their shows. Like Art would tell him, "You're loony. You're nuts. I don't see anything in that image." Especially when they were doing the Mars rover images, and he would see things in there and images that we couldn't see. And he's going, and then he's got a long explanation about how they break it down with the pixels and this. It can only be this with the shapes and the right angles and this and that. And Art Bell called him on it every time, and it just was so funny. But I hear you. Ed Dames, though, man. Dude got away with a lot of stuff and sold a lot of remote viewing kits. Like remote viewing is a thing, and I do believe in remote viewing and the psychic ability of reaching out there and the whole process behind that. But boy, Ed Dames got away with it in the 90s for sure. There are Autobots on the dark side of the moon, says Horror Junkie. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's up there on the moon. You can tell me but nobody knows. We've got to go with history, with the astronauts landing, if you believe that. And why in the hell have we not been there in almost 2 decades? Why? Can you explain to me? Makes no sense. You'll have the misinformation people come out and say, well, it's budgetary restraints. There's no reason to go to the moon. BS. Everybody knows that in order to reach out into space, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever, okay, very possible to reach out into the universe, you must start somewhere. Where do you start? You start by getting off this gravitational pull of this earth and put yourself on the moon. From the moon, you can build those space stations. From there, you can get yourself to Mars. You can get yourself anywhere else, Pick that journey. Take it to the next solar system. We unless we figure out a quicker way to get there, it's something else. But we should be on the moon. We should be on Mars. We should be on any inhabitable planet that we could colonize. And we know how to make the oxygen in an environment like that. And even the gravitation. I mean, all these planets have, even the moon has enough gravitation that we would be okay. But anyways, many questions. We should be on the moon. So why not? Philip Blair is here. What's going on? If you want real science on UFOs, look up the great Dr. James E. McDonald. He was also our greatest atmospheric. Oh, did you just delete all that? As I was reading it. James Webb has already posted a sweet exoplanet shot. Very cool. Yeah, lots of stuff out there. Lots of stuff. The Happy Plague Doctor, send Dino an email with your request so he sees it. What did he say? The Plague Doctor. Did I miss something? Shoot, where did I miss? I missed it. But yes, whatever she said. Definitely email me if you got something to say. We literally forgot to build F1 rocket engines. Sounds like you would be an interesting guest, I'm guessing. I'm trying to go back a bit. Where are you? Yep, the Plague Doctor promised me V. Okay, I gotta go back probably. I like John Lear's stories about the Soul Machine. Okay. Yeah. No, anybody can reach out to me with that email that Tracy just put in the chat there. Charlie Chan Fan 00 @gmail.com or Dino Media 2020 @icloud.com. Dino Media 2020 @icloud.com. I should update my email, but both of those are good, and I will get them both. Would love to talk with anybody about any paranormal experiences, or if you know something about a specific subject matter in the field. But I would argue over and over why we haven't been to the moon in over half a century, close to it, whatever. Makes no sense. But anyways, let's see. Hydra, back in the late aughts, whatever, NASA actually publicly stated that they no longer possess the technology capabilities to go to the moon. Think about that very carefully. Yes, Hydra, I can sit here and laugh and laugh and laugh. But, you could also sit here and think, though, too, that if that's true, I don't think they ever had the capability. Like Richard, there are people out there who would say we were never to the moon because, first of all, we can't get past that radiation belt, right past the atmosphere of the Earth, and no matter how thick we make, which I think is kind of a bunch of a bull. I think we have been. Why we haven't gone back is a different story, and maybe we'll do a whole show on it. I think I've talked to somebody in the past. Maybe I will put that link up on Patreon this week, maybe even tonight. So I'll pop another classic Paranormal Into the Night show up there. Those have been interesting to revisit, and hopefully you guys are enjoying those on Patreon too. So lots of cool stuff, that's for sure. I think we should probably at least do even though the conversation here has been fantastic. Bud Hopkins, Missing Time, good read. Yeah, Bud Hopkins is a very interesting person and very well known in his field for sure. And yeah, I would read any book that Bud Hopkins puts out there. When was the last time you had black licorice? Huh? Aliens. Let's see. Dr. J. Allen Hynek and Dr. Jacques Vallée co-wrote a couple great UFO science books in the 1970s. Yes, he did. Um, J. Allen Hynek and Dr. Jacques Vallée. Yes, look them up. They are very cool. I will cover them on a future paranormal show for sure. And yeah, no, boy, there's just so many. We've talked about J. Allen Hynek. I have UFO, very, very rare UFO interviews from back in the day, a couple of with J. Allen Hynek and talking about his UFO experiences. And I want to get them up on this channel too. But again, I don't know. And I love the conversation going on here and everything. But I really, it's hard to explain. Like, this is Dino on a YouTube channel doing everything he can constantly, putting out content and everything else, and waiting to see in about 8 days when I reapply if this is going to work out for me to continue to do all of this. And I'm not even really doing what I could be doing. I've got so much other content, and I'm waiting on guests for paranormal shows just to see what YouTube does. So, that's why I keep saying I've got a goal on Patreon. If you hit the link, you can see where that goal is. And I got to get there before, to dedicate, my days to doing this all the time. So, if you do like what you see, and if you do want more content and everything else, please become a Patreon member. And it's not a difficult thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. And, it's kind of personal. Lots of personal things are on Patreon. So whether it's conversations, links to other things, shows, movie nights, everything, it's there. And I only want to expand on that. But, with all the limbo, me in limbo here with everything, I'm trying my best. I'm surprised I'm keeping my spirits up for all these shows with what's going on behind the scenes with all of this. So putting up with this, the crap that, you have to deal with out there, just to be a independent creator and, create stuff. And it's so frustrating, but I'm still having fun with all of you guys. Definitely. So, that's a good thing. Let's see, Hydra. And I'm trying to catch everybody here. Watch those old In Search of programs with Leonard Nimoy on YouTube. Yep, fantastic stuff. Plenty of paranormal stuff. That's the other thing with Kolchak we were going to talk about, man. The X-Files, man, yeah, that was definitely the first X-Files, and I could see how it influenced the X-Files later in years, and Chris Carter. Hydra, or if they did have the capability to go to the moon in the 60s and 70s, the technology they used to do it was not their own, and the lease ran out. Hydra, it's interesting comment, but that part of it I'm not sure, because you did see the rocket ships we built, and the fuel we used to make those rockets work. That's just elementary science. It's stuff we can do on our own. We can make rockets. Plenty of people out there do, and it's so there wasn't a UFO that picked them up down here and flew them up there in a matter of a few minutes, and they were on the moon. It was a rocket, if you tend to believe that, and it wasn't all staged. But anyways, again, a story we can definitely get into one day. Jose Arcos, Dino is a cool man. I don't know about that, but thank you very much for being here, Jose. Really do appreciate it. Martians are scary. They sure are. Linda Moulton Howe still going strong on YouTube. Her Earth Files. Still streaming them right here on the good old YouTube platform. So there you go. We still think you have 3 nipples. Me? Mana? Not me. Anyways, okay. Hey, later tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you. A mixed bag of detective mystery and more overnight. Even a couple comedies thrown in there and some commercials, old time commercials. So there you go. Me Too, X-Files was great. Yeah, I'd love to start doing. I mean, you're definitely going to get a paranormal trivia night every week, once a week. After the end of this month, we'll start getting guests too. So there you go. Fingers crossed. Dang. Here, let me get to question number. And this is for fun. I do enjoy talking about the paranormal with the guys. Philip Blair, YouTube frustrates archivists. They don't understand all the time and work that goes into creating good archives on YouTube. Yes, Philip Blair, that's exactly it. And that's the problem. That's what YouTube sees me doing right now, thinking it's just archiving old stuff that everybody puts up there. But they don't understand everything else I put into it too, like making the special room that you're sitting watching as the specific playlist is put together. Sometimes themes, always themes, and everything else that we do. So yeah, that's exactly it for sure. Let's see. Weird or What? Good show William Shatner hosts. Dusty Bones. 17,000 horsepower Saturn V rocket. We made rocket kits in junior high. Yes, we did. Getting high on watching X-Files was peak 90s college years. Yes, yes. And another great show that dealt with the paranormal was The Fringe. If you haven't seen that. Yeah, that's the name of it, right? The Fringe. Now I need to look at it. The Fringe. The Fringe. It was yeah. Or just Fringe, not The Fringe. Fringe from 2008 to 2013. Which was about an FBI agent forced to work in institutionalized science. And his son in order. It was very unexplained phenomena. Fringe was a great series and it ended way too quick. I wish it would have gone on a little bit longer. Question number 3, you guys. Here we go. Question number 3. Which of the following is not a real name, nickname for Area 51? So which is not a real name, nickname for Area 51? A, Honey Airport. B, Paradise Ranch. C, Dreamland. Or D, Groom Lake. I think that's pretty easy. I love shows like that. Yeah. Wade, at Wade Lindemann. Freaked me out. I was loud and unsettling. Yeah. I hear ya, Dave Plouffe on In Search of. Fringe was excellent. Yes. I think it was filmed up in Canada. The Happy Plague Doctor. There was an F1 rocket engine offer up for scrap a few years ago. You had to move it. Would have been a hell of a lawn ornament. Heck yeah. First person with that answer is Dave Plouffe with A. A for Dave Plouffe. He gets a point. Yes, Dave Plouffe. It is A, Honey Airport. Although it is known as Homey Airport. So there you go. Anyways, so yeah, Area 51, where it all began with Art Bell, kind of. That Area 51 thing. Oh boy, the Area 51 caller, the frantic caller, fantastic. I did a, I did a little artsy like Lego project with the frantic Area 51 caller, who called in on Art Bell's show, and all with Legos. And that's something I got to put up on Patreon too as a little extra. So I will have to go and do that too. Anyways, very cool. So Dave's got a point. Very cool. Let's do another one. Philip Blair archival interviews with the great Dr. James E. McDonald are fascinating to listen to. Yep. And I do, Philip. I am, again, I have some very cool, rare UFO interviews that I'm going to be putting up on the channel. So, question number 4. Let's go to question number 4. What is notable about the Aurora Cemetery in Texas? Okay, now we're going to see if you guys know a little bit of paranormal here. What is notable about the Aurora Cemetery in Texas? A man in black is buried there. B, an alien once reanimated corpse there. C, the first documented alien abduction took place there. D, an alien is said to be buried there. Question number 4. Does anybody know? Does anybody know that question? Dave Plouffe, Art Bell, Area 51 caller, link. There you go. Thank you very much, Dave Plouffe. Yeah, so yeah, this is a bit tricky. You would definitely need to know that. Very quickly. Yeah. Very quickly, Drew got the question correctly. So that was pretty quick. Drew WN, I'll just say Drew, has got a point. Everybody else is coming in with B, B, C, D. Who else got it correctly? CM got it correct. Zardoz got it. Hey Zardoz, what's going on? High Strangeness got it correct. D. Clayton McKenzie got it correct. Hydra got it correct. Yes, it is D. It is D. An alien is said to be buried there. The marker outside the cemetery reads, "This site is also well known because of the legend that a spaceship crashed nearby in 1897 and the pilot, killed in the crash, was buried here. A tombstone had been placed on the alien's grave but was stolen in 1972. A large boulder and a wooden cross now mark the spot where the alien, known locally as Ned, is buried. Requests to have the grave exhumed are repeatedly denied, as in Texas law, the next of kin needs to give permission." So, probably will never happen, huh? Unless something changes. But very cool. So a point goes to Drew. Drew's got one. Dave's got one. Plague Doctor got one. And Guignol has one. So there you go. Dave says, I wonder if we can use Find a Grave to locate the alien. Huh. Is that an app? I mean, maybe. Way to go. Unvaluable! I got serious lag, says Sick Pup. Oh, boy. So sorry about that. Yeah, it's funny, like, hopefully the quality is good. I'm looking at my screen. Oh, geez, Dave. Look up Twitter the Clown grave in Pictou County and see if it is there. Interesting story. Very cool, Tracy. I think I know what you're talking about there. Anyways, question number 5. Let's get to another question. Yeah, let's get at least some questions in. Did they run the DNA so the next of kin know who they are? Well, I mean, you would have to be an alien, right? I mean, you know. Anyways, question number 5. Here we go. In which UFO movie is the main character named Roy Neri? A. District 9. B. Fire in the Sky. C. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Or D. Flight of the Navigator. So, pretty easy. Roy Neri, main character. One movie. Findgrave.com. Findagrave.com. Very interesting there, Dave. Yeah. Sick Pup. Ultra. Okay, let's see who gets this. Let's see. The heck, my laptop's making all kinds of sounds. Fans are coming on. It's paranormal. Oh, Robin, no, it's not B. CM. CM gets the point. CM. This was pretty easy, man. C. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The movie. Sick Pup. C-A. Yeah, right. High Strangeness types out Close Encounters, so there you go. Guignol. C. Dave Blueface's Close Encounters. Scary Stories NYC. What's going on? CA3K. Yeah. Check out the Late Late Horror Show's merch site. Yes, go there, buy as much merch as you can. Goes to help the show and all that other good stuff. Thank you, Tracy. Flight of the Navigator is underrated. It's a fun film. I like that one. Yes, very fun film. Flight of the Navigator is, Close Encounters. Man, I really enjoyed District 9. So 2. Fire in the Sky, Flight of the Navigator. I would put Flight of the Navigator 3rd and Fire in the Sky 4th out of this list, just because Fire in the Sky was, the story, the legend is great, with Travis Walton and the group of guys, but the movie wasn't the best. The movie wasn't the best. The story was definitely way better than the movie, for sure. Hydra. The alien buried at Aurora was not an extraterrestrial. It was a hollow Earth interterrestrial in a flying disc. You heard it here first. I have not heard that, but very, very interesting, Hydra. Very interesting. Derby Girl, what is going on? She agrees with Bubba. Flight of the Navigator is underrated. It's a fun film. I like that one, says Bubba. Yes. Too many windbreaks. What? Roll in the hay. Young Frankenstein, Dave. Roll in the hay. You care for the roll? So funny. District 9 made me homesick for my home planet, Philip Blair says. Okay. Yeah, District 9 was a pretty darn good movie. Just saying. Okay. Question number 6. Let's move on to another question. Question number 6. What is the name of the study of UFOs conducted by the United States Air Force, which began in 1952? Was it A, Project Black Book, B, Project Blue Book, C, Project White Book, or D, Project Green Book? Probably the easiest question of the evening for sure. Hey, Rocket J Squirrel! How many aliens does it take to change a light bulb? How many aliens does it take to change a light bulb, Rocket J Squirrel? Travis and his friends never deviated from the story. I give them credit for that. Yeah, and a couple of them passed and then didn't pass the polygraph test. So it was kind of a back and forth. But no, I agree with you, CM. I mean, it was a very interesting story. WWM gets it first. WWM, a bunch of people again, 1 point each for everybody. Yes, of course, Project Blue Book. The easiest question of the evening, that's for sure. Rocket Dave, what's going on, Rocket Dave? Nice to see you here, my friend. Drew got it, Operation Blue Book. So there you go, yeah. Plenty. I do have a couple other ghost stories. I'll have to eventually talk about those too. But boy, I've talked about my experience about the shadow people, the Hat Man. I've experienced plenty of ghost phenomenon with my grandparents' houses that they lived in when I was a kid. Even a Ouija board experiment that me and my brother did back in the day. I must have him. Yeah, we're like 40. I doubt we're going to make 100 thumbs up before I end the show, but we are at 65, and yeah, it'd be nice to make 100 before the show ends, because I've got an issue. It's not OCD, but I need it. I can't go off air unless it's 100 thumbs up. But anyways, here we go. None. They use their enslaved humans to change light bulbs. Is that even a joke? I mean, it's more like you're stating a fact of some sort. Yeah, it didn't make me laugh. Well, did it? Maybe Rocket. Now I'm laughing. But yeah, that's very yeah, they're enslaved humans. Okay. So on to question number 7. Let's do another question. Question number 7. During World War II, what was the term used by aircraft pilots to describe the mysterious aerial phenomena that they observed? Was it A, Goo Fighters, B, Foo Fighters, C, Boo Fighters, or D, Woo Fighters? I think, well, you know what? This may be the easiest question of the evening. This might be the easiest one. Yeah, 74 now. We're about 26 away. Thank you very, very kindly. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Somebody's taking the lead, I think. Thank you, Zardoz. WWM gets another point. Yes, he came quick and fast with Foo Fighters. Very, very, very easy. Way to go. B, Foo Fighters. So, yes, you got 2 now. WWM has 2. CM 1. Drew 1. Dave 1. Plague Doctor 1. Guignol 1. So lots of 1s, but WWM now has 2. So very cool. Congrats on that one, man. Moo Fighters, says Philip Blair. It is not Moo Fighters, no. Food Fighters, Dusty Bone. Very good. Question number 8. Let's continue this mission. Chopstick Flyers. Chopstick Flyers. Huh. Don't get it. Might be missing something. Gremlins, says Sick Pup. Okay, here we go. Question number 8. Whose UFO sighting led to the term flying saucer being coined by the press as a description of disc-shaped UFOs? This is kind of easy too. A, Gusta Carlson's. B, Harold A. Dahl's. C. George Gorman's, or D. Kenneth Arnold's? You should get that very easy. that's kind of a simple one there too. Lagging. Sorry, you're lagging, Clayton McKenzie. Not sure why. Missed by. You know, I do got this, I think, streaming at 4K. Maybe I need to bring it down to 1920 by 1080. Just so. Oh, let's see. Dave, you got it. But Scary Stories New York came in first. So Scary Stories New York gets on the board. Scary Stories New York City gets a point. And Dave's right after. McDougal McStiffy's still saying Food Fighters. I don't know if he's behind or what's going on there. But yes, it is D. Kenneth Arnold. Or as Dave would say, Ken Arnold. Ken Arnold. Yeah, so good one. Good. Tracy got it right. Zardoz, Sick Pup, High Strangeness. It's funny, I can tell the ones who are kind of into the paranormal and kind of are getting these. Because they're getting it right every time, but they're just not quick enough. That was here in Washington. Or they're not, or they're lagging a bit. Who knows? That was here in Washington, says Philip Blair. There you go. Yeah. Skip and cross the White House lawn, right? Whatever. So on the board, Scary Stories New York City. Very cool. Very, very cool. Legs on my end, Dino, says Harry Scott. Gotcha. Hopefully you're still enjoying the stream there, Harry Scott, though. At 74 thumbs up. Let's get a few more. Question number 9. Here we go. Question number 9. Which band did Tom DeLonge leave in order to pursue his passion for ufology? So which band did Tom DeLonge leave in order to pursue his passion for ufology? Was it A, Blink-182, B, Green Day, C, Linkin Park, or D, My Chemical Romance? Let's see if you know your music and UFO history. So there you go. It's a story that you might remember. So there you go. Zardoz been studying UFO since '69. Zardoz, I may need to have you on the show, man. WJWH, I'm just listening. I'm still not sure how this channel works, just like the shows, but I see there is more interaction between listeners than I thought. Learning curve. WJWH. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'll tell you how it works in a second. Dave Plouffe. Dave Plouffe gets a point. So he's tied with 2 with WWM. So, yes, it is A, Blink-182. Blink-182. Not Washington, D.C., says Philip Blair. Exactly. Going along with you there, bud. So he says okay, so let's address WJWH in his question. He says he's just listening. He says, I'm still not sure how this channel works, just like the shows. But I see there is more interaction between listeners than I thought. Learning curve. Okay. So, how the channel works. Okay. There's a big, and I'll explain this to you. First of all, there is plenty of interaction because we have a great group of Late Horror Show family members who support the show, support the channel, and are a big part of everything that goes on the channel, everything that goes on Patreon, and anything I do. So that first and foremost, that's all these people you see here. Great people. They're here all the time. But big old target for the channel overnight for 12 hours every single night, all night, every night, is old time radio shows. Okay? Always great chat. Always great content, in my opinion. Always put together with heart for you guys. That's what the main chunk of the channel's about. Then secondly, it's about me and you guys conversing, whether it be other content, has nothing to do with old time radio shows. Me and Ted with our movie reviews. Okay. Then we got Paranormal Into the Night shows. Then we got movie trivia nights with just me doing them. And whatever else. I just started up a Seinfeld podcast, Serenity Now, a Seinfeld podcast. So I look at the channel as being every night there's old time radio shows streaming 7 days a week, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. Everything else on the channel is like any other like TV channel. Okay? There could be different programming at different times, different content. So, I mean, you're assured of horror movie talk at times. You're sure of paranormal talk at times. And you're assured of trivia nights. So those are, but anything else that happens on the channel is 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, hopefully you get that kind of in a lump sum there. That's what the channel's about. And with you seeing all of these people, that's just the Late Late Horror Show family all joining in and having fun. And now I got to go back and catch what people said. Oh boy, a bunch of people jumping in here. Oh, I got to go up a ways. Holy Moses, you guys were going. Okay, here we go. I don't want to miss some of these. Please be sure to hit that thumbs up. We're 25 away from 100. Yeah, let's see. Wow, good. I'm guessing it says wow, God. But Spasmo7777, welcome and good to see you here. I think I remember you being here before. I got into UFOs from the early 90s show Sightings. Yes, Sightings was another good one if you were into paranormal. The chat is where it's at. Yes, Zardoz. Again, I can't say how awesome the group of people people come and go, but it's always a good group of Late Late Horror Show family members. So there you go. What more can I say? Let's see. Tomo is here. Hey-yo, Tomo. Derby Girl, I'm still learning too. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I make the thumbnails so that if you go buy something that, oh, that's the Late Late Horror Show. It looks, the Late Late Horror Show. All thumbnails are artistic and differently done, but are very colorful, bright, and you should never miss it when it's in your feed. You should never miss it, whether it's a trivia night, paranormal night, movie review night, or old time radio show. They all look, it's the Late Late Horror Show theme. So there you go. And tonight, a mixed bag of all different kinds of stuff. You got some horror, some detective, even a couple. I even threw in a Great Gildersleeve and My Favorite Husband. So there you go. Tap on the right of your phone or tablet screen to skip ahead if you're lagging. Yes. Philip Blair. You could always tap if you're on a phone or a tablet. Tap twice on the right-hand side of the screen and it'll fast forward you. Cosmic Revenant. I've been listening to the OTR mystery, sci-fi, and horror shows while I work, and I am just now realizing that you have actual user interactive streams as well. Love the stuff. It's the Cosmic Revenant. Yeah, that's the thing. People think I'm just on at 10 p.m. at night, and that's when they tune in. When it's at the end of the night, they come on, check the streams, and they see the old time radio stream. But no, I mean, I've been pumping out stuff. I mean, for years, 6 years of movie reviews, commentaries. But of late, you know, plenty of every week you're going to get a trivia night, paranormal night, movie review night. So there's always stuff going on. So 8 p.m. Eastern time, then 10 p.m. Eastern time for the old time radio shows overnight. So, you know, again, I would appreciate if people do love hanging around and being part of the chat and what everybody is here for. I do appreciate that. Let's see. You do all the work for us. Zardos says, I'm thinking for me, I guess, right? And it's tough. I'm doing a lot of work. I used to be monetized, but I'm not no more, so I'm doing it for nothing. Well, not for nothing. I've got a good support system on Patreon right now, okay? I would say it's good. All those people who came through, I love them. But there is a goal, and I'm halfway there. Otherwise, you know, I don't want to have to even say I got to cut back and not have fun and do everything that I still want to do because, you know, I'll have to change things up. You guys know what I'm talking about. We still paddle the newbies, right? I miss the paddling. Very funny. Great trivia here. Now I'll really be able to impress my friends that are waiting for the children of the sun to come and transport them to a better place, says Rocket J Squirrel. Interesting. Thank you, Tomo. Digging the stream. I appreciate that. Appreciate the links. Tracy, yes, please go on over to the Patreon. I got to constantly say it. RTN Productions will be listening tonight. Hello, and Late Horror Show family. Prayers always to RTN. Going through chemo either now or very, very soon. I think you're going through it now after the cancer that was removed from your intestine, or the entire lower intestine's removed. So, you know, much love to RTN for being open and trying to get the word out there to get tested. Don't be scared to go to your doctors and check things out. It's better to live longer and not put something off and you know, life is worth living and there's plenty to enjoy. So please do. Let's see. Horror Junkie loves listening to streams at night. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Clayton McKenzie, no screaming. What's that mean, buddy? Wakes me up. Wakes. Who is screaming? Overkill 161. What's going on? Yeah, Clayton, I'm not sure. Maybe you're talking about sometimes the shows, somebody's screaming. But that's why you got to put it low enough to where you can hear the show. But when you wake, you know, throughout the night, somebody screaming isn't going to wake you up. Because I try to keep the levels of all the shows the same. So that's for sure. 921. Let me get another question in because we do got Dave Plouffe with 2 and WWM with 2. So we got to break that tie. The contents are great. Your patrons are great. A lot of love here. Thank you, Rocket J Squirrel. Definitely a lot of love here. And I see that. I really, really do. Just like I said, just trying, man, trying. So let's get another question. Question number 10 is a true or false question. A 1991 Roper poll estimated that 3 million Americans might have been abducted by extraterrestrials. True or false? If you remember the Roper poll. It's kind of a big deal. Cosmic Revenant. Are the show's streams available on Apple Music? I've been using YouTube, but since I don't have premium, I have to keep my phone screen. There's only an unrelated Dimension X collection on Apple. I started Cosmic Revenant. You could look for the Late Horror Show up there. I am there. I don't have every old time radio show up there that I've streamed, but I'm starting to put a lot of them up there for people to listen to. So please do subscribe and remember to give me a positive rating and 5 stars on that platform too. But yeah, you can check me out up there. I've got a lot of stuff up there. Let's see. I don't want to lose this. Let's see. You're welcome, RTN. And Robin says F for false. Tomo, the answer is Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. You and your early movies, man. Robin gets a point. So Robin gets a point. It is, well, let's see. That's your first point. It is true. I mean, false. It is false. It is false. It was actually estimated that 4 million Americans might have been abducted. So, kind of a trick question. It wasn't 3, it was 4. So, there you go. Dang it, you beat me, Tracy Hysteria. Cosmic Revenant, there you go. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Dave. Again, this is what I've created and brought together. A tremendous amount of people here that just, I love y'all, man. You guys are my family. You guys are great. What would I do without you? Is that Mr. and Mrs. Roper Pole, Dave Plouffe? Stanley. Oh my God, too good, too good. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're almost at the bottom of the hour. We're not gonna hit 100 thumbs up yet. We're only at 81. I'm gonna go to bed going, oh my God, I didn't hit 100. Oh my God, but that's okay. Wait for the lag. Yeah, poot. I was abducted and rejected, says Tomo. Sounds about right. But here, this is how we're going to do the last question, because what we got is Guignol has 1, the Plague Doctor has 1, Dave Plouffe has 2, Drew has 1, CM has 1, WWM has 2, Scary Movies New York City has 1, and Robin has 1. So I'm going to leave this next question to Dave Plouffe. You guys can answer if you want, but I'm only going to accept Dave Plouffe's answer and WWM. Those are the only two that can answer to break the tie for the first paranormal trivia night that I've had. So I'm going to read this question and be on it, Dave and WWM. First one to get the correct answer in gets the winning point, and then I'll wind things up. It's been an hour and a half. It's been pretty fun here. I do apologize for me and Ted not, being here this Wednesday, but we'll be here next Wednesday to do a show. And we'll be also doing another Serenity Now, a Seinfeld podcast, episode 2. So we will be tackling episode 2 on the Serenity Now Seinfeld podcast. Hopefully you guys like that. It didn't get as many views that I thought it would, but like anything, it's got to catch on. I do got it in a playlist I started, so people could always go back and listen in order if they want once they're up there. But I love Seinfeld so much that I'm definitely going to get them up there. So anyways, let's see. Philip Blair, the most vivid dream of my life was about going for a ride on a UFO, but I wasn't abducted. I went willingly, wrote it all down the next morning. As far as I know, I was just a dream, probably. Philip Blair. Interesting, because we'll leave that for another night. I have doubts that Hale-Bopp comet is a real spaceship. All interesting. Okay, here, let's break the tie. So Dave, WWM, let's go. Another term for UFOs is UAPs. What do the letters stand for? Unidentified aerial planes. A. Unidentified aeronautic phenomenon. B. C. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. C. D. Unusual aerial phantoms. So is it A. Unidentified aerial planes, B. Unidentified aeronautic phenomenon, or C. Unidentified aerial phenomena, or D. Unusual aerial phantoms? I think this is pretty easy. So Dave, WWM. What is the correct answer, please? So it's a podcast about nothing. Yes. Listen to it, Philip. Listen to it. Oh, and Dave typed it in. Dave typed it in. Very, very good. And my batteries are about ready to die in the laptop just in time. But Dave Plouffe, he types it in and becomes the winner. WWM says A. It was not A. It was C. Unidentified an aerial phenomenon. So Dave typed it in. What? Oh, Philip. It's because of the emojis. YouTube's blocking the emojis. So there you go. For a good reason. So Dave Plouffe wins the first trivia night. Congrats, my friend. Congrats. It's fitting that Dave Plouffe has been around since I first started 7 years ago doing the Art Bell podcast. Fans of Art Bell podcast is what I started out doing 7 years ago. And then it slowly turned into Paranormal Into the Night on the Facebook page, Paranormal Into the Night. And he's been along for the ride ever since. And I can't thank him enough for being a friend of mine. And yeah, it's awesome. And befitting that he wins this week. So there you go. 84, nowhere near 100. So there we go. Congratulations, Dave. Everybody's saying great job to all who play. Great job, WWM, and everybody else who got a point in this trivia. It's funny. It was a last-second thing that I said, hey, let's do this instead. And ended up being pretty fun, and I enjoyed it. So there you go. Again, links everywhere. Links everywhere. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Tracy, for posting links all the time. Please join the Patreon. Please give it a thought. Like I said, for as little as $1, you can join that and get movie nights, party nights, polls, extra content, extra classic paranormal shows, and a bunch of other good stuff. It's fun. It's fun. So there you go. And also tonight, in about 30 minutes, we'll start the overnight old time radio shows. And I hope you guys enjoy the playlist. Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern will be The Shining trivia night. So get ready for some horror Saturday night with The Shining. Little Stanley Kubrick there, for sure. And then, who knows, day by day. And Wednesday, me and Ted will be doing Season 1, Episode 1, The Ripper, Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Got plenty to say about that, that's for sure. Let me close this up since it's about ready to die. Hello, Holly. Totally worth it. Thank you so much, Holly. Yes, speaking of the Patreon. Yes, Holly's been in the movie nights, and it's been very, very fun. Been enjoying it for sure. So, yeah, with that said, everybody, as usual, thank you for joining the Paranormal Into the Night version on the Late Late Horror Show. And until Saturday, tomorrow's movie night on Patreon at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I will post links in the morning just to let people know if they want to come over and join Patreon for movie nights. Come on over. But it will be Trancers from 1985